Shalom, Most High in Christ, bless. I'm Officer Jehaziah with another class. And the title of my class is Conformity, the Effects of Peer Pressure. All right? Conformity, the effects of peer pressure. Because this is something that we succumb to from time to time, especially new members that come into the truth. All right? My reader. What's your name?
Soldier Simpson.
Soldier Simpson. Soldier Simpson is my reader. All right, so let's begin. Let's start off with that article. Let's start off with that article on conformity. All right, start right there. What is conformity?
What is conformity? Social pressure can sometimes lead us to change our behavior, a process known as conformity. This can sometimes be overt, like being pressured to behave in a certain way, or a more subtle influence that causes you go along with the rest of the group.
You see that? Social pressure can sometimes lead us to change our behavior. In some cases, you can bring it back to me. In some cases, new members that come into the truth, as well as brothers and sisters that is currently in the truth, maybe they've been in for 3, 5, 6, 7 years, sometimes they can succumb to this, right? Give me Jeremiah 2:33, because sometimes you may have a family member that you love, whether it's a father, your mother, your brother, your sister, cousin, auntie, old friends. You may see them, and they may see the fringes on your clothes. They're like, bro, what is that? Why you got fringes on? They'll laugh at you, kiki and ha-ha. Or as a sister, they may see you with the dress on. You've been wearing pants for the past 30 years, 20 years, right? And the sisters see you, your friends see you, your mother, your sisters, they see you, and they may laugh at you. All of a sudden, you want to wear a dress now? Oh, you in a cult now. Also, you believe what the Bible say now, right? And sometimes it can influence you to yield to the things that they are saying, and it will stop you from keeping the commandments of God. But read that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou ways to seek love?
It say, why trimmest thou ways to seek love? This is what we do from time to time. Sometimes we yield to what our family members say. We yield to where our old friends may say, or sometimes we'll even yield ourselves to our own children. Here it is. You may have kids. You may have had kids before you came into the body, and y'all been celebrating Christmas every single year, Halloween every single year, 4th of July, New Year's, and here it is out of nowhere. Your kids realize they ain't getting no Christmas gift that year. Now your daughter's mad. Now your son is mad. Everybody's pissed off because you ain't getting no gifts. Your wife wondering why you didn't give her her anniversary gift. Why didn't you give her a Christmas gift, right? They get upset with you. Read that again.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
And sometimes we will trim our ways. We will depart from the commandments of God and continue to conform to the ways of this world and go back to celebrating Christmas. Go back into the ways of how we used to be. Right? Read it again.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
And that's what we do. When we yield to the ways of this world, we teach the world, we teach our family members, our sons and our daughters, an evil lesson. We teach them that it is okay to conform to the ways of this world. That's what we teach them. Sometimes, and also another thing, we want to seek the love of the employees on our job. We want to seek the love of the boss on our job. That's why some brothers and some sisters are afraid to tell their boss or ask their boss, can they have off on the Sabbath day? Can I have off on the new moon? Why? Because if you ask that question, you feel like they're going to look at you a certain way. So we're afraid of even bringing up the laws of God. We're even too afraid to bring up the laws of God to our own fathers and mothers. Because we're afraid of what they may say. We're afraid of how they may treat you. We can't be that way. God, the scripture is saying, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? We shouldn't be trimming our ways when it comes to the commandments of God. We have to conform to the ways of God and teach the people how to live godly lives, right? Give me, let's go back to the article. Read the one in the green, that green ribbon right there. Read that.
Yes, sir. Conformity is the act of changing your behaviors to fit in or go along with the people around you.
And that's what we just brought up. We change our behavior to fit in to the group that is around us. Give me Proverbs 1:10, because this is something that also affects a lot of our children as well, especially those that's in the public school system, those that in the public school system, those that has been learning in the classroom, in their colleges, and also in the workplace, right? Sometimes we'll be around a group of people for so long, we start to conform to their ways to seek their attention or to be accepted in their particular group, right? Give me Proverbs 1 and verse 10.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
You see that? The scriptures say, my son, if sinners entice thee, do not consent. Consent thou not. We shouldn't be trying to seek the love or seek acceptance from the other nations, even of our people. You know, our people is a big influence. If you ain't trying to go to the clubs here, you at the workplace, and they be like, hey, man, let's go to a bar and get a drink. And you say, nah, man, I don't drink. They be like, you don't drink? You don't drink? How old are you? Man, I'm 32, man. Bro, you don't drink? Come on, man. You got to loosen up, man. Come on, man. Now here comes the peer pressure. Here comes the peer pressure. And don't let you not be married. You're a single brother. They definitely going to be applying pressure on you. Because now they looking at you like you don't got nothing to lose, right? Give me Proverbs 4 and 14.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked.
The scriptures say, do not enter the path of the wicked. This goes into you following the ways of this world. You conforming to the ways of what everybody else is doing. Right? Read it again.
Enter not into the path of the wicked. And go not in the way of evil men.
And go not in the way of evil men. We have to stay away from the wicked. If you want to change your life and become a better version of yourself, you cannot be pressured by the wicked. You have to be firm in this truth. You cannot be persuaded by those you once loved, your father, your mother. They get disappointed because you no longer come to the cookouts anymore. You no longer come to the family dinner on Thanksgiving anymore. You're not around for Christmas anymore. God said, enter not into the path of the wicked and go not in the way of evil man. Read verse 15.
Verse 15. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief.
This is the wicked. The wicked do not sleep except they have done mischief. These goes into those that are trying to peer pressure you to do things contrary to the laws of God. And that's what we have to understand. We have to avoid them. You can't be persuaded to do evil. You got to refuse to be conformed to the ways of this world. Keep reading.
And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
That's the objective. They want you to waver and fall and come right back. Bro, our family members cannot wait for us to fall and come back in open arms into their hands. They can't wait. They'll look at you, especially with new members. They'll look at you and be like, I knew there was a phase. I knew there was a phase. You do this all the time. You'll start something, you never finish it. I knew you were going to come back, man. I was just waiting on you, right? That's what family members do. They're expecting you to come back. They're expecting you to fall. but you have to prove them wrong. Showing them that you cannot be conformed to the ways of this world, right? Give me Psalms 1 and verse 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
The scriptures say, blessed. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. So you telling me a person that is not conformed to the ways of this world, doing what everybody else is doing, but keeping the commandments of God, you're blessed. That's what the scriptures are saying. There's nothing wrong with being different in this world. You have to. If you want to be born again, you have to be different from everybody else. You have to stick out. Understand that. Read that again.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners, read.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Verse 2.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
His delight is in what?
His delight is in the law of the Lord.
Your delight have to be in the laws of the Most High God. That's where your delight need to be. That's how you're going to change. That's what's going to set you apart. Let's get that article. Go back to the article again. Read the next paragraph under the green box.
Sir.
In some cases.
In some cases, this social influence might involve agreeing with or acting like the majority of the people in a specific group. Or it might involve behaving in a particular way in order to be perceived as normal.
And it said it might involve behaving in a particular way in order to be perceived as normal by the group. This is what we have to understand. The wicked, according to the wicked, what we do is not normal. We are different. You telling me everybody all these men in the congregation is married? You telling me that, oh, y'all don't fight each other? Y'all able to come together on a feast day and don't fight? Y'all able to come together and love one another? It's not normal. It's not normal in the world, right? Give me Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 15. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 15.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 15. He is grievous unto us even to behold.
You see that? This is how the nations look at the righteous. We are grievous unto them. Read it again.
He is grievous unto us even to behold. For his life is not like other men.
Our lives is not like other men. We don't conform to the ways of this world. We're different. We keep the commandments of God. We're not going to accept homosexuality. We're not going to accept gang banging in our community. We're not going to accept our kids to be sucked up into the ways of this world. We're different, right? Keep reading.
His ways are of another fashion.
His ways are of another fashion. Our fashion is the keeping of the commandments of God. Give me Esther 13 and verse 4.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 13, verse 4. Declare unto us that in all nations throughout the world that there was scattered a certain malicious people.
That's what they call us. They call us a malicious people, right? Read.
That had laws contrary to all nations.
We have laws contrary to all nations. Because guess what? Here in America, being a homosexual is accepted here. Fighting and killing one another is accepted in the black community, right? Lying, they accept lies here, but we don't do that. Our laws is contrary to the ways of this world. We keep the Sabbath day, which means on the Sabbath, we're not working. We're not buying. We're not selling. We're not cooking on the Lord's Sabbath day, right? Everything shuts down on the Lord's Sabbath day. Everything should be shut down on the Lord's Sabbath day. But guess what? Our laws is contrary to the ways of this world, right? Keep reading. You can read it from the top.
Okay. Declare unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations and continually despised the commandments of kings. So as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward.
And that's what these nations see. Guess what? When you keep the Sabbath day, you're talking about thousands of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans not buying on this particular day. Just imagine every single black, Hispanic, and Native American worldwide did not buy nothing on the Lord's Sabbath day. Everything was shut down. Just imagine every black, Hispanic, and Native American did not celebrate Christmas, did not celebrate Halloween, do not celebrate the 4th of July, do not celebrate New Year's. This economy will fall. That's what the nation's afraid of. That's why they want to keep us from keeping the commandments of God, right? And want us to conform to the ways of this world. Give me Deuteronomy 4 and verse 6. Now, matter of fact, hold on. Go back to the article. Go back to the article. Start at what causes conformity. No, scroll back down. Right there.
What causes conformity? Each situation is different, but researchers suggest that there are many reasons why people conform. It isn't always a bad thing. Consider this. In many cases, looking to the rest of the group for clues about how we should behave can be helpful.
You see that? It say, consider this. In many cases, looking to the rest of the group for clues about how we should behave can be helpful. That's why it is important that us being the Israelites, coming into this truth, the understanding that we have to keep the commandments of God, we have to lead by example. New members coming to the body, they have to see us keeping the commandments of God. Because when they come in, they want to learn how to be godly in this world. How should I move as a man? How should I move as a woman, right? So when they come through these doors, they have to see righteous examples. Give me 1 Peter 2 and verse 21. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21, right?
This is a book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example.
Leaving us what?
An example.
Christ left us an example. What is the example he left? Read.
That ye shall follow his steps. Who did no sin.
Who did no sin, which means we have to be keeping the commandments of God. Read.
Neither was guile found in his mouth.
Understand this. When people walk through these doors, they got to know that you are following our Lord Jesus the Christ. They have to see that in you. Give me Judas 8:24. They have to see that in you. You have to be walking in the commandments of God. You have to be following Jesus the Christ, following the example that he left, right? Give me that, Judas 8 and verse 24.
There's a book of Judas, chapter 8 and verse 24.
Because remember, members have to come into the body and they have to see the examples. The children that we bring into this world, you have to be an example to them. You have to be an example to those that are outside in the world, to your family members, your father, your mother, cousins, aunties, uncles. You have to live by the example, right? Read.
Now, therefore, O brethren.
Call it and read it.
This is the book of Judas, chapter 8, verse 24. Now, therefore, O brethren, let us shew an example to our brethren.
Let us show an example to our brethren. Read.
Because their hearts depend upon us.
Their heart depend upon us. There are people right now that is depending on us to guide them in righteousness. People are depending on us. That's why it's important that we walk in the Spirit. That's why it's important that we stay in the Spirit. Bishop said this all the time. Study, pray, and apply. We have to be studying. If you ain't studying, you ain't gonna be able to see. You ain't gonna be able to see the heresy that come into the body, the lies. If you ain't studying, you ain't gonna be able to keep the commandments. You ain't gonna be able to fight off Satan when he come upon you. You ain't gonna be able to fight off your lust. You have to study. You have to pray. Pray to the Most High God that he remove these demons from you. That you're able to overcome every obstacle that come your way. You have to pray. And you have to apply what you're reading. What you're studying, you have to apply it. That's how you're gonna change. That's the example we must set forth to those that are under us. To those that are out in the world, they have to see the example in us. When they see us marching, they see an example on how men should move. How leaders should move. They see leadership. You understand? Give me Matthew 5, verse 16.
You want to finish this up?
Yeah, finish it out.
Okay. And the sanctuary and the house and the altar rest upon us.
It rests upon us. Everybody's relying on us to change the world, to change the image of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now give me Matthew 5, verse 16.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16. Mm-hmm. Let your light so shine before men.
The scriptures say, let your light therefore shine. Let your light so shine before men. Read. You can read.
That they may see your good works.
That they may see your good works. So people must see you keeping the commandments of God. That's the example. They must see it. They have to see it in action. Our people have to see what real marriage look like. Our people must see what a real man look like. Our people must see our woman in a feminine state. They got to see how to properly raise children. They have to see that. They have to see how we deal with one another. Not being conformed to the ways of this world. They have to see that. They got to see us celebrating the new moon with joyfulness and gladness of heart. Celebrating Passover, celebrating Pentecost, celebrating the Feast of Dedication, Purim, Nicanor. They have to see these things, see us keeping these feast days with joyfulness and gladness of heart, right? They have to see it. That's the example that people must see. Our communities must see. Because that's not shown to us in the world. Where we see all the time, blacks and Hispanics always fighting. We always killing each other. We whore out our women. Women can't stand the black man. Our black women can't stand the black man, and vice versa. Black men can't stand the black woman. Interracial marriages. Women are being ostriches towards their kids, killing their kids, abortions. These are the ways of the world. But we here to set forth the example, and we have to be that, right? Give me Genesis chapter 25 and verse 21. Because since the beginning, God has separated us from the other nations, right? And when you read it throughout the Bible, you read throughout the Bible how God has separated the righteous from the wicked, right? Give me that, Genesis chapter 25, verse 21.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
She was not able to have kids, right? Read.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Why am I struggling? Why am I having a hard time with this pregnancy? Why is this pregnancy so hard right now? Read.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
You have 2 kids in your stomach. These 2 kids are 2 different nations in your stomach, right? Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated.
Shall be what?
Separated.
God said these 2 nations that's in your stomach are 2 different manner of people, and when they come out, they must be separated. Read.
Be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And God said the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Jacob was going to be stronger than Esau, right? Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the younger. What I want to bring out of that is that God from the beginning told Rebekah 2 manner of people are in your womb, and they need to be separated. that showed you that God believes in separating from the wicked. It's in the Bible. Give me Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Because this is something Christians do not read at all. They'll glance clean past this and won't teach the so-called Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American how great they really are today. Give me that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Moses will tell the children of Israel that they are a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Hold that. Give me Leviticus 20, verse 26. What it means to be holy. What does it mean? He said, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Read that when you get it. Leviticus 20 and verse 26.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
He said, and ye shall be holy unto me, read.
For I, the Lord, am holy, and have served you.
And have what?
Have severed you, served you from another people.
It said, and have severed you from other people that ye should be mine. What does it mean to be severed from other people? Go back to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. To be holy, God said, I have severed you from other people, which means what? God has separated us from the other nations that we should be his, right? Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. Read it again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee.
To be chosen, which means he separated you from those he have not chosen, right? He said, I have chosen thee, read.
Chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
God had chosen the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be a chosen people, a special people unto himself, read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. There's a separation there. All nations ain't equal. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are above all nations on the face of the earth. Give me 1 Kings 8:53. One more scripture. There's many scriptures we can go over, but we're going to be doing this all day. But I'm going to go over one more scripture that shows that God has separated us from the other nations. We are not to conform to the ways of the other nations, right? Okay, we're going to get into that. Give me 1 Kings 8:53.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, verse 53. For thou didst separate them from among all the people of the earth.
God has separated us from among all the people of the earth, read.
To be thine inheritance.
To be his inheritance, read.
As thou spake it by the hand of Moses, thy servant, when thou broughtest our fathers out of Egypt.
So why do we feel like we should conform to the ways of the other nations when God separated us to be his, gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to live by, and high holy days to keep? Why do we feel like we need to conform to the ways of the other nations? You know why? Give me Proverbs real quick. Proverbs 3 and verse 31. I just thought about this on top of the head. This is why our people tend to cleave to the other nations. Why we feel like we want to keep their customs. Why we feel like we should celebrate their high holy days. I mean, not high holy days, Lord. Celebrate their holidays, right? Celebrate Christmas and Halloween and New Year, so on and so forth, right? Read that. Proverbs 3 and verse 31.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
That's the problem right there. Our people envy their oppressor. They see the things that they do. They hear the Christmas music. You know, every Christmas, every daggone, let me see, what is round by October, November? They start playing, they start having the Christmas trees out, the lights come out, and you walk in Walmart, Kmart, Kroger's, and you hear the daggone Mariah Carey in the background, the whole Christmas music. And now the music been playing in your head all week. You start hearing Michael Jackson, so on and so forth. They throw it in your face. Every TV show you watch is in there. Every movie you watch is in there. Every commercial you see is in there. You start seeing them celebrating it. And the kids are happy. The wife is happy. The husband is happy. The family coming together and eating. And you envy that. Read it again.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31.
Uh-huh.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
We envy the nations that are around us, that have us this day in our captivity. That's why we want to conform to the ways of them, because we envy them. We see the blonde hair. We envy it. Because it's posted everywhere. You see, this is their standard of beauty. You see it beside the beauty salon. You see on the sides of the beauty store. You see the white woman with the blonde hair, the straight blonde hair. You see on the little poster board, you see the straight blonde hair. You see the white man with his hair combed back. And we envy that. Now we blonde out here. We want to look like them. And then they throw Mary J. Blige out there with the blonde hair. And now the black woman feel like it's a good idea to now have blonde hair in her head. The blackest woman.
That's right.
Have blonde hair in her head. And it don't matter if you dark or light. You should not have blonde hair in your head. But that's what people do. We envy our oppressor, and we want to look like them. We want to act like them. We want to dress like them. Give me Psalms 106 and 35. 106 and verse 35 real quick. We see these things. We living amongst the other nations. We see these things every single day. And we do these things because we haven't been taught how great we really are. We go to and it's been the Christian church. These same women are in the Christian church. These same men are in the Christian church. They see the white man shave his beard off, shave his mustache off, shave his head off. And we envy that. And we're like, you know what? He do it. I want to do it. We see the so-called white man celebrating Christmas. They want to do it. They see the kids smiling. Even in the Christian church, they have on Halloween, they have trunk or treat right at the church. The family with their kids meet up at the church to walk the neighborhood to go trick-or-treating. And that's an evil-ass holiday. That's right. Evil. It's notably evil. You can see it. But they do it. Why could we envy our oppressors? Give me Psalms 106, verse 35.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 35.
Uh-huh.
But were mingled among the heathen.
Us being in the land of our captivity because of our sins, because we sinned against the Most High God, you read about it in Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Now here it is, we are scattered amongst the heathen. Now being scattered amongst the heathen, we are now mingled amongst them, right? Read.
And learned their works.
And we learned their works. We learned their behavior. We learned their customs. We learned their traditions. We learned these things. Keep reading.
And they served their idols.
And we start serving their idol. That is that Caesar Borgia, that Caesar bowl. We start serving their idols. Now you serving Caesar bowl. Now the man feel like now he got low self-esteem. And he looking at the next brother like he ain't nothing. That's why we kill each other. We start serving their idols. Now in our communities, the marriage is at an all-time low. Our kids are disobedient. Matter of fact, we scared of our own children. We rob each other. We steal from each other. There's no respect of the elders. These things come with serving idols. Our women out there committing adultery, same as the men, having abortions. These things come with serving idols, right? Keep reading.
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Uh-huh.
Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils.
See, that's their abortions. That's the abortions that our women have today. Not knowing that there's a sacrifice. You're killing your kids. That's how they were having abortions back then. The kids come to the world and they sacrifice it to a damn idol. Burn the kid alive. Chop the child head off and burn them. That's what we did, right? Give me let's go over. Give me Leviticus 18 and verse 3. 18 and verse 3. Some history to where we conform to the ways of the people in the land, right? Give me Leviticus 18 and verse 3.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 3.
Now, this is after we got out of the land of Egypt. We was already delivered here, right? But this is Moses giving instruction from the Most High God to the children of Israel concerning how things they should not be doing, right? Read that.
The book of Leviticus 18, verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall not do.
Shall ye not do. So he said the things that y'all did when you was in the land of Egypt, don't do it. Do not do it here. Read.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you.
So whether I'm going to bring you in the land of Canaan, well, I don't want you to do it. After the manner of the people in Canaan, right? Read.
Shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinance.
Neither shall you walk in their ordinance. This goes from this is conformity. Do not conform to the ways of the people in the land. Whether I bring you, do not do after their works. Do not do it. Read.
Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinance.
He said, ye shall do my judgments. I'm about to give you my judgments, my ordinances, read.
To walk therein. I am the Lord your God.
I am the Lord your God. So at the judgment that I give you and the ordinance that I give you, this is what I want you to do. Do not conform to the ways of the people in the land, right? Give me that video about conformity. How easy it is to conform to the ways of this world. This is going to be one of the examples on how we conform to the ways of this world, right? Give me that.
We set up a hidden camera experiment to see if this woman would stand up at the sound of this tone, simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking you'd never go along with this.
So pause it
or
real
would
quick.
you?
So this woman is placed in a room, right, where when a beep happens, everybody's going to stand up. That's the experiment. When a beep happens, everybody's going to stand up, and they're trying to create an experiment to see will she conform to what everybody else is doing, right? Play it.
After just 3 beeps, and without knowing why she's doing it, this woman is now conforming perfectly to the group. But what happens if we take the group away?
Elaine, please.
She's now conforming to the rules of the group without them even being there.
Now pause it real quick. You see that? You see how easy it is to conform to the ways of this world. She don't even know why she's standing up. She don't even know. She don't even know where the rule came from. She don't even know if she even supposed to do it. She's just doing it because she's seen everybody else doing it. That's how easy it is for us to conform to the ways of this world. We do it because we see everybody else doing it, and we want to be accepted by everybody else. And this is extremely important for us to teach our children as well to not conform to the ways of this world, because they can be easily influenced. Why? Because kids, when you send them off to school, you send them out by themselves, of course they want to be accepted. Why? Because they're by themselves. They feel like they're alone and by themselves. So guess what they're going to end up doing when they see everybody else in the classroom doing something? They're going to end up conforming. That's why we have to gird our kids up in the commandments of God. And we're going to go over that. Let's play the rest of that video.
Now, watch what happens when we introduce another outsider who doesn't know the rules.
Have a seat, and they'll be out in just a couple minutes. Great, thanks so much.
You see, he ignored it at first.
Everybody was doing it, so I thought I was supposed to.
Think she'll teach the new guy what to do? We kept the cameras rolling as more unsuspecting patients arrived.
You see that? Look, now Israel walked in.
And slowly but surely, what began as a random rule for this woman has now become the social norm for everyone in this waiting room.
You can cut it. You can cut it. You see how easy it is to conform to something. Neither one of them know why they standing up in the room. They just hear a beep and they start standing up. At first, they may come in and ignore the first beep and then ask, why are you standing up? Well, I'm doing it because I thought it was something good because everybody else was doing it. And now here it is. You have now been trapped in conforming to the ways of this world and not even knowing it. To this day, a lot of Christians don't even know why they celebrating Christmas. They'll say, oh, because it's Jesus' birthday. But that's something that they have been taught. They don't even know for it to be even true. Our people don't know why they celebrate Halloween. Our people don't know why they celebrate New Year's. They just been doing it because their mothers did it, their mothers did it, their father did it. And now we just conforming to the ways of this world and not knowing why are we doing certain things. Our people don't know. Our people barely even know why they even have their last name. They just been passing around their last name, don't even know what the name came from. They don't even know what the name even mean. We have been totally conformed to the ways of this world, right? Give me 1 Maccabees 1 and verse 41. Read that.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antonius
and Antiochus
wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
This is him creating a kingdom that all people should be one people. Everybody keep one custom. That's conformity, right? Everybody conform to my rules, right? Read.
And everyone should leave his law.
Everyone should leave his laws, his customs, his traditions, the ways that you once did, right? This going to Israel too. Read.
So all the heathens agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Understand something. Many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. Understand, when you conform to the ways of this world here in America, you are conforming to the religion of the heathen. Unknowingly. You are consenting to live by the ways of the heathen rather than the commandments of God. Read.
And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath.
This is what we did. We conform to the ways of the king, and now you start having children, and you start telling the children to conform to the ways of the kings, and then so on and so forth. Now here it is. You have been totally discontinued from your heritage. Give me Jeremiah 17. What, Jeremiah 17 and 4? Give me that. We have completely discontinued from who we were, even to this day. Because it's the same as America today. They'll give you this illusion that you have the freedom to do as you please, celebrate what you want to celebrate, but in actuality, America wants everybody to be one people. They want everybody to celebrate the Christmas. They want everybody to celebrate the Halloweens, celebrate my culture. Because guess what? When you don't, people look at you strange. Read that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage.
Our people have completely discontinued from the heritage that they have been given. Give me that. Sirach 17 and verse 11.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge.
God have given us knowledge, read.
And the law of life.
And the law of life, his law, statutes, and commandment, which gives us life, read.
For a heritage.
That is the heritage that is given to the children of Israel. God's law, statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, his high holy days, our customs, the fringes we wear. These things are our heritage, right? Give me 2 Maccabees 4 and verse 7. 2 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 7.
This is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
Jason labored underhand to be high priest, right? Read.
Promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and another revenue 80 talents.
So he promised unto the king. He's paying the king, right? He's bribing him. Keep reading.
Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have a license to set him up a place for exercise.
Set him up a place for exercise, read.
And for training up the youth in the fashions of the heathen.
And that he have the permission to train up the youth after the fashion of the heathen, right? This is a wicked act. This is Jason keep reading.
And to write them of Jerusalem by the name of
Antiochians. Keep reading.
Which, when the king had granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation.
Read.
To the Greekish fashion.
This man brought his own nation to be in subjection to the Grecian fashion, the Greek fashion. That goes into your footballs, basketball, your fraternities, your what else? The Olympics. These are the Greek fashions, right? Keep reading. We're gonna read the verse 16.
Yes, sir. And the royal privilege granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Epolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amenity and aid. He took away and put down the governments which were according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law. Read. For he built gladly a place of exercise.
Look how wicked this man is. He built gladly, with joyfulness. He built gladly a place of exercise. Read.
Under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. This is them playing football. They put the hat on, and now they out there playing football butt naked. This what the Grecian fashion was. You can look it up. Back in the Grecian fashion, they used to do things naked. They used to wrestle. And we see that today, wrestling with the tights on. Even with the WWE, you see every man is dang with just their drawers on. Drawers and boots on, wrestling. That's the Greek fashion. Read. Now, such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners. Though the exceeding profaneness of Jason, the ungodly wretch.
The what?
Ungodly wretch.
God called him that ungodly wretch. Jason is an ungodly wretch. Read.
And no high priest.
Did the same with the pastors today. Because the pastor don't speak up against this. Matter of fact, the pastor, he'll shorten the sermon just to go watch the Super Bowl. He encourage everybody else. He'll be like, hey, who betting on the what's the name? Who betting on the Dolphins this week? How much money you getting on them? Who betting on the Chargers? Right? Keep reading.
That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple. These are the things that Jason is teaching, right? Read. Despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices.
Read.
Hasten to be partakers of unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus called them forth.
After the game of discus. That's one of the things they do in the Olympics when they throw that disc as far as possible. That's a Greek fashion that we picked up, that Jesus was teaching our people. Read.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers.
The honors of our fathers is the commandments of God, the feast day that God have given us. But Jason made our people conform to the ways of the heathen, to pick up the custom of the heathen. Read.
But liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
You see that? Our people have likened the glory of the Grecian best of all. That's our people being conformed to the ways of this world. Read.
By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them.
By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them. Read.
For they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they follow so earnestly.
Whose custom they follow so earnestly. Even to this day, our people so earnestly follow the customs of the other nations. And we see it. We see it every single year. When you go out there on Christmas Eve and you trying to teach your people how wicked Christmas is, they'll do everything in their power to persuade you that Christmas is okay to keep. They hit you with the Colossians 2 verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in of the holy day. They hit you with that. Keep reading.
And unto whom they desire to be like in all things.
And that's the Proverbs 3:31. We envy our oppressors and we learn their works. We wholeheartedly conform to the ways of the other nations. And we see it today. Give me 2 Maccabees 6 and verse 6. 2 Maccabees 6 and verse 6. Read that.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
This is forced conformity. This is us being forced to conform to the ways of this world. Because just imagine. Matter of fact, read, let me see. Jump to verse 9. Jump to verse 9 real quick.
Verse 9.
This is us being forced to conform to the ways of this world. Read that.
Verse 9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Should be what?
Put to death.
Just imagine you being in that situation and you had the choice to either conform to the ways of the heathen or get put to death. A lot of our people conform to the ways of the heathen. And what you think they taught their children? To conform to the ways of the heathen. But as you read throughout the Maccabees, you'll read about the sister with the seven sons that refused to conform to the ways of the heathen, who built her children up to endure all that. You read about Eleazar and how he refused to conform to the ways of the heathen. These are the examples that we should live by. Those two great examples. An aged man and an aged woman. These are the examples that we should live by. To refuse to conform to the ways of the heathen, but rather die. We have to die for this. You have to die for the commandments of God. That's where our minds have to be at, because that day is going to come. That day is going to come where the heathen, these other nations, going to get sick and tired of our behinds, and they're going to tell us either conform to our ways or get put to death. Give me Exodus 1. We're going to go a couple examples on our foremothers and forefathers refusing to conform to the ways of the heathen. Exodus 1 and verse 8.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt.
So this is the children of Israel being in captivity in the land of Egypt, right? Read.
Which knew not Joseph.
So a new king rose up that knew not Joseph. Right? Read.
And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
That's that crafty counsel. He said, come on and let us deal wisely with them. Read.
Lest they multiply And it come to pass that when they followed out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
You see that? That's the counsel that when they came together, this is a discussion that they're having amongst each other, right? If a war break out, the children of Israel being so much in abundance, if a war break out, they're going to fight against us and get up out of this land, right? Keep reading.
Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Python and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor.
They made us serve them with rigor. The same way we were serving with rigor here in the land of our captivity here in America. Right? Read.
And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
Now read verse 15.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son.
So when you do the office of a midwife, and the woman that's bringing forth the child on this stool, if it be a son, right, what he want them to do?
Then ye shall kill him.
He said, kill the man-child. Kill the sons, right? Read.
But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
And if it be a daughter, then he shall live. So what happens when you kill off the sons? Now the nation starts to decrease, because eventually the aged men are going to die off, and now there's not going to be, that's population control. This right here is population control. And now people do not understand Planned Parenthood is population control, where these women are able to go in there and you could just kill your kids. This is what our women do today. But what did our foremothers say? Read.
But the midwives feared God.
They what?
They feared God.
These women feared God, right? Read.
And did not as the king of Egypt commanded them.
This is the king of Egypt. This is the king. And they did not do what the king said. Can you understand? When you disobey the king of Egypt, you get put to death. There's no middle ground. You get put to death if you disobey the king of Egypt, right? Keep reading. But they feared God rather than man, right? Read.
But saved the men children alive.
They did not kill the man-child, but saved them alive. They refused to do what the king said. They refused to conform to what everybody else was doing. They refused. Read.
And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have you done this thing? And I have saved the men children alive.
So he asking them, why did you disobey what I told you to do? What did they say?
And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
He said, we are not like y'all. We are not like y'all to where we go around killing our kids. We don't do that. The Egyptians do that. We don't do that. Read.
For they are lively and are delivered and the midwives come in unto them. Therefore, God dealt well with the midwives.
Because of that, God dealt well with the midwives. Pharaoh did not put them to death. Pharaoh did not put them to death. God dealt well with the midwives. Read.
And the people multiplied.
And they continue to multiply in the land of Egypt. Read.
And waxed very mighty.
And waxed very mighty. Let's go. Give me Daniel 3 and verse 5. Give y'all another example of us not conforming to the ways of the other nations. We refuse to. And there's many examples. The two examples that I spoke of about Eleazar and the mother with the seven sons. They are two great examples. But I'm gonna give you another example in Daniel. Give me that.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 5. That at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, sorcery, dulcimer,
the lucimer,
and all kinds of music. Ye fall down and worship the golden image that
Nebuchadnezzar,
the king, has set up.
So this is the same thing the U.S. Army do today. The U.S. military, because it's across the board. When you hear that trumpet, because I'm speaking for myself, for example. When I was in the Army, when that trumpet blew in the mornings, the noon, and evening, if you are outside, you are to stand up, face the flag, and salute. You supposed to do that. If you're on base and you hear that trumpet sound, you face the flag, wherever the flag may be at. You can't even see the flag. You just know it's east. You know it's north. You turn that way, position of attention. You salute that flag, and you hold it until that sound goes off. So from start to finish, you are saluting. And I'm talking about traffic stop, everything. You could be at a green light. The traffic completely supposed to stop. Everybody stop. You get out the car, you face the flag, and you salute. Read.
And whoso falleth not down and worship it shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So if you didn't do it, you supposed to be burned alive. Guess what? If you didn't get out of your vehicle, I'm gonna say for me, for example, when I first came in the truth, my first 2 years in the truth, I was in Belgium. So when I was in Belgium, and I was stationed there, when those trumpets went off, I stopped saluting that flag. So I kept walking. But boy, when you do that, every Edomite is looking at you upside your head, wanting to put you to death. Here it is, I walk from my car, and it takes you about 2-3 minutes to walk inside the commissary because you done parked far. But now here it is. The sound is going off, traffic stopping, and I'm just continue walking inside this building. I ain't doing nothing. Boy, when the sound turned off, when I say Edomites approach me, cuss me smooth out, they almost want to give me a dishonorable discharge. The amount of reprimanding you get when you disobey that flag is the same way when you did not bow down to that image. When those sounds went off, they got put to death. You get burned alive, right? But guess what? Guess what our forefathers did? Keep reading.
Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nation, and the language fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
So everybody obeyed, right? But keep reading.
Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews.
So, wherefore at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews, right? Read.
They spake and said to King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sounds of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, and sorcery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whosoever falleth not down and worship it, that he should be cast in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon.
Shadrach,
Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee.
So these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they did not submit to what the king said. They didn't bow down and worship that image when they heard the sounds of the trumpet, the psalteries, the dulcimer. They didn't bow down to the image. They refused to conform to what everybody else was doing. Right? Read.
They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king.
That pissed Nebuchadnezzar off. So he said, bring they behind before me. Right? Read.
Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do ye not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the sorcery, and the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image I have made well. But if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
So jump down to verse 19. So in between this, they refused to submit to what the king was saying, right? What did Nebuchadnezzar do? Read that.
Verse 19. Then Nebuchadnezzar, full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
So he said, I want y'all to heat this thing up 7 times more than it's heated right now. Heat that thing up. Read.
And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace. These men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So they were cast in that burning fiery furnace with everything on, right? Read.
Therefore, because of the king's commandment was urgent, the furnace exceeded hot, and the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
It was so hot that the flame slew those men that took them in there. It was just that hot. Read.
And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto the counselor.
Unto his counselors, read.
Unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound in the midst of the fire?
He said, did we not cast 3 men bound in this fire? Read.
They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose.
He said, but hold on. I see 4 men up in there. I knew I put 3 men in. I knew I told them to put 3 men in there. But here it is. I see 4. Read.
He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire.
So they walking around in the fire. Mind you, the men that took them in there, they died. They got burned alive. But he see 4 men just walking around in that fire that they amped up 7 times more, right? Read.
And they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God.
He said, in the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. When you keep the commandments of God and not conform yourself to the ways of this world, you are protected. That's what we got to understand. When you're not conforming yourself to the ways of this world, God will protect you. You will be protected. You will be untouchable, right? But understand this, the heathen will come after you. The heathen will come after you. It's going to piss the nations off. They're not going to like it. But guess what? If they kill this body, you will live again. Your spirit will live again. You will come back to this world. Understand that. Give me, we're going to drop that. Give me Psalm 78 and verse 5. Psalm 78 and verse 5. Because this is something we have to teach our children. We have to teach our kids to not conform to the ways of the world, because that's what Esau attacked. Esau attacked our youth, because our youth are easily influenced. Why? Because they have to go through in the land of this captivity, they have to go through the education system. Our kids watch the TV shows. They watch TV. That's why we have watch and read. Have something that our kids can watch outside of what Esau put out in media. That's why we have to keep our kids off social media, off the Facebooks, the Instagram, the TikToks, so on and so forth. We have to keep our kids away from that, because if you let your kids stay idle and they into the social media and watching any TV show that they want to watch, they will be conformed to the ways of this world. They will end up being peer pressured to do things that is of this world, right? Give me that. Psalm 78 and verse 5.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and upon the law in Israel.
God has appointed a law in Israel. He has not did this with any other nation. He only appointed his laws to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Keep reading.
Which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
He commanded our fathers to make his laws, statutes, and commandments known to our children. We have to teach our children God's laws, statutes, and commandments. We have to. We have to. If you want your kids to avoid conforming to the ways of this world, to avoid getting peer pressure to doing sin, you have to raise them up in the commandments of God. Read.
That the generations to come might know them.
That the generations to come, because when you die, your kids are going to have kids, their kids are going to have kids. So the generation to come, they have to know the commandments of God. And you have to teach them so that God's commandments can spread throughout the generations, right? Read.
Even the children which shall be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. That they might set their hope in God.
That our children to come may set their hope in God. Like our forefathers, like us. We set our hope in God, right? Read.
And not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments.
And not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. Keep reading.
And might not be as their fathers.
It might not be as our forefather that you read throughout the scriptures, because the scriptures say in Romans 15 and 4, for whatsoever things are written aforetime were written for our learning. So our kids can understand that when they read it, they know not to be like our fathers before, right? Read.
A stubborn and rebellious generation.
To be not a stubborn and a rebellious generation. Keep reading.
A generation that set not their heart aright. And whose spirit was not steadfast with God.
So give me Deuteronomy 4 and verse 6. Because there's a benefit in teaching our kids the commandments of God, right? We have to understand this. Because believe it or not, when your kids knowing the commandments of God, your child sticks out. Your child is more advanced than every other child. Look, we see the kids today. Kids today experience more trauma than most of these adults. These kids, I was talking to a 12-year-old girl who was talking about she got into a fight with another 12-year-old girl because the 12-year-old girl was messing with her man. I'm looking at her. I'm like, girl, you 12 years old. How are you 12 years old fighting? You talking about, this is a 12-year-old child. What grade they in? What? That's middle school, ain't it? I think that's middle school. Fighting over another boy. These things that kids going through in the world. That's why I say it's a benefit. When you teach your child God's law, statutes, commandments, they stick out. They are set apart. You can tell that this child right here has understanding. Read that. Deuteronomy 4 verse 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
This is talking about the commandments of God. Matter of fact, jump up to verse 5. Read verse 5.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord commanded me, that ye shall do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Keeping the commandments of God set us apart shows that this is our wisdom and our understanding in the sight of the nation. That when the nations see us, they see that wisdom. They see the understanding that we have. They see us coming together with joyfulness and gladness of heart and not fighting one another. They're like, hold on, these people are different. You telling me they come together, they've been coming together all year round and they haven't gotten to no fight with one another? You telling me they've been around each other and no man is messing with his wife? No woman is messing with his man? With her man? They ain't gossiping, they ain't murmuring. This is our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, right? Read.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
This is what the nations will say. Even when they see your kids, they see your child. This is a well-behaved child. Surely this people is a wise and understanding people. And they'll see that through your kids. Because the way your kids behave, they can tell what kind of parents this child have. Because your kids are the reflection of you. That's why it is important that we teach our child from their youth the commandments of God so that they won't be easily peer pressured and conforming to the ways of this world. Give me Proverbs 22 and verse 6. We have to teach our kids the commandments of God. We have to correct them. When they mess up, we have to correct our kids. We can't entertain foolishness because the scripture tells us that foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. So when a child do foolishness, you have to correct your child. You have to whoop your child, right? Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go.
We have to train up our sons in the way that they should go so they can grow up and be righteous examples, learn how to be a man as they become men. Our young women have to be trained up in the way that they should go. You can't wait until they're an adult and then all of a sudden you want to train them in the way they should go. You have to treat them from their youth. You have to train them up from their youth. You can't sit around and let your child sit around and watch TV all day. You can't let your child sit around and be on the iPad all day. You can't sit around and let your child just sit around idle playing sports all day. You have to train your child in the way that they should go, in the commandments of God, right? Read. That's why we have certain programs set up. That's why we have the young daughters of Sarah. What it is?
Young prophets.
Say it again.
Young prophets.
Yeah, we got the young prophet. We got a young MOV. These things are set up so that we can train up these kids in the way that they should go, right? Read.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when he's old, he will not depart from the instructions that you have taught him. That's what we got to understand. We can't be neglecting our child because if you neglect your child, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, they will be peer pressured and conforming to the ways of this world. If you do not pay no attention to your child, especially if they go into these public schools, they out amongst the wicked, they will end up conforming to the ways of this world. They will. Matter of fact, give me Wisdom of Solomon. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 12. If we do not raise our kids in the commandments of God, and we let our child do whatever they want to do, we allow our child to sit around, watch football, basketball, play Call of Duty all day, stuck on video games, and always watching TV all day so that you can have peace and so that you can have a break. The child won't get on your nerves, right? This is what's going to happen. Read.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 12. For the bewitching of naughtiness do obscure things that are honest.
It say, for the bewitching of naughtiness do obscure things that are honest. The bewitching of naughtiness, that's the wicked of this world. Do obscure things that are honest, which is the commandments of God, the instruction that you try to instill upon them. But guess what? When they out and they spend more time around the wicked than they do around the righteous, guess what ends up going to happen? They're going to be bewitched. They're going to end up conforming to the ways of this world if you're not investing time into your children. You have to. If you do not invest time into your kids, they're going to be conformed to the ways of this world. Now, I understand. In some cases, you do end up investing a lot of time into your kids and they end up going into the world. That's understandable. That's understandable because not everybody's going to be saved. But we have to put in that effort to avoid our kids from being conformed to the ways of this world. They didn't know that?
No, sir.
I'll keep reading.
And the wandering of
Concupiscence. Concupiscence.
Do it undermine the simple mind.
Do undermine the simple mind. Our kids will be deceived by the ways of this world. They're going to think that it is okay to do the thing that they see the other nations are doing, right? That's why we have to invest time into our children and building them up in the admonition of God, right? Give me, let me see. Give me Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 15. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 15. We have to build our kids up and let them understand that keeping the commandments of God is what's going to give them life. Keeping the commandments of God is what's going to give them instructions on how to live their life in righteousness, right? Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
The rod and reproof give wisdom.
You have to whoop that kid. When your kid do foolishness, you have to put the rod on them. You have to put that belt on them. It say, read that one more time.
The rod and reproof give wisdom.
And it's a rod in reproof. So when you whoop your child, you have to instruct them on why you whooped them. You can't just whoop them, just throw them to the side and let them sit there. You have to whoop your child and then give them understanding on why they got a whooping so that they can understand not to do it again. They can understand what they did wrong so they can correct the situation, right? Keep reading.
But a child left to himself.
But a child left to himself. Here it is, the child left to himself, like I said, playing video games all day. Because they were most of these kids do. They sit around and play games all day. Kids don't even go outside no more. They sit around playing games. They sit around stuck on the iPad. They sit around stuck on their cell phone on social media. They sit around doing nothing but being idle. Read.
Bringeth his mother to shame.
The scriptures say you will bring your mother to shame. That means your child will end up going into wickedness. Your child will end up conforming to the ways of this world. Your child will end up being peer pressured by other little kids that's in this world to do wickedness. That's what we have to understand. All right. Now let's go over some examples. Now, matter of fact, give me Romans 12 and verse 2. Romans 12 and verse 2. We got two more scriptures and that'll be it. Romans chapter 12 and verse 2.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And be not conformed to this world.
You see that? The scriptures say, be not conformed to this world. Do not get stuck. Do not get peer pressured and conforming to the ways of these other nations. This is Paul talk. This is the Most High God telling us, be not conformed to this world. Read.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
We have to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Because guess what? Before we walk through these doors, we are conformed to the ways of this world. But guess what? Paul is telling us to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. That means remember who you are and keep the commandments of God. Read.
That ye might prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
And what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God is the commandments of God. That's what we got to understand. Give me 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 17.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate.
It said, come out from among them, and be ye separate. This is God telling us, separate yourself from the ways of these heathens. Do not conform to the ways of the other nations. Separate yourself, right? Read.
Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
He said, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. The unclean things is their policy that they set up. They tell you that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to celebrate Christmas. These are unclean things. Christmas, the Halloweens, the Greekish fashion, going to these Super Bowls, entertaining them, right? These are the unclean things that our people do in the world. Eating unclean food. Eating unclean food is a luxury here in America and throughout the world, right? These are the unclean things that we are not to touch so that we can be received, right? Matter of fact, keep reading. Verse 18.
Verse 18. And will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Lord Almighty.
And it say, and will be a father unto you if you do not conform to the ways of these other nations. You separate yourself from the other nations. I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Lord Almighty. All right? So, Israel, that conclude my class. With that, my name is Officer Jehaziah, my reader.
Soldier Simpson.
And with that, I say shalom.
Hey, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Deacon Abiel in the building. Listen, subscribe to IUIC Oklahoma YouTube page. We got a lot more content coming out. We got the captains, we got the officers about to drop some fire. Stay tuned, and don't forget, fix your faces on IUIC Oklahoma. Stay tuned with the latest and greatest content that we got coming out. All praise be to the Most High God. Shalom.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word